Hey guys, it's Bella, and in this video I want, since it's Pride Month, to introduce you to a poem which arguably contains themes which we can associate with the present day LGBT community, and I will of course have to explain why that is. What this actually is it is a poem written by the Visigothic king Sigismund in the 6th century or 7th century Common Era, and it is taken from the Epistolae Wisigothicae, which are the Visigothic letters. Now, these are a collection of letters written by King Sigismund in which are only attested in early modern manuscripts, unfortunately. So I don't have a pretty manuscript to show for you on the screen, but what I do have is a nice coin of King Sigismund down there, made to fit in with the background. And of course, we have our pretty coloured glosses. The Latin on the left of the screen is the original that we have in our sources, and on the right is a Gothic version that I have translated myself. So I will first read the Latin for you guys, and I will attempt to pronounce it as best I can and get the rhythm right. So, Care mihi in evum valeas tu theodula semper, atque animo grato nomen amantis ama, qui tibi divinum iusit concedere votum, ipse tibi tribuat sundrimer alma via, te Dominus verax veraci gratia servet, ut nomen meritis vindices ipse tuis. Sit leo de tribu iura tibi fautor ubique, sit tibi vite lux Christus ubique pius. Amen. So, and then the Gothic, which is not going to be poetic, it's not going to have a rhythm to it, but it reads, Sintino lios missin ewa, fares tu theudela. Iach sewele awiliudon din namo frion din thinis frio. Sai mythus eth gudiscana uslovian anavoth. Sa sundrimers sicthus anawiga fodian vin fragive. Anste sunie froia sunis tus calcino. I silva namo vertham gnode iuda sie varde huaruch. Thus leo hath livenes sie Christus galuts. Tha huaruch. Amen. So what this poem means is, you, Theodula, dear to me, may you depart into the world always, and with a gracious or a happy spirit, love the name of your lover, Amantes, and we'll get to this word in a second, who ordered you to give a divine vow. He, Sundrimer, may he sort of protect you or grant this to you on a nourishing path, Alma Via. The true Lord, may he serve you with true grace, or protect you with true grace, so that you may vindicate the name, his name, by your merits. May the Lion from the tribe of Judah be a protector for you everywhere or always, and may Christ always be a pious light for you, of a pious light for you of life. May Christ, the light of life. May the light. May pious Christ, the light of life, always be with you, basically, or for you on your side. And what this is this is a poem which King Sigismund wrote at the end of a letter in which he is celebrating that his son, Theodila, has decided to enter monastic life, so to depart from the world. And he is describing that Theodila seems to be entering within a particular relationship with this cleric, with this name, which I believe is a Gothic name, Sundrimer. Not fully sure what this means. It might be sort of true fame. I'm not fully sure. But this is a kind of relationship which can have gay themes in it, basically. So John Boswell wrote a very controversial book on same-sex unions in medieval Christianity, arguing that within monastic contexts, unions between two persons, particularly in the Byzantine world of the same sex, in this phenomenon known as adelphopoiesis, the making of brothers, quote unquote. He argued that this was a form of sort of gay marriage back in the Middle Ages. And I feel like this poem might be referencing something sort of similar. Theodula entering into monastic life, a new kind of life with Sundrimer, and this is King Sisebut almost giving his son away into this life, new life, and celebrating it. And I've come now to these two words, which are actually quite significant here: amantes, ama. So Latin has two words which we can translate as the generic English word love. These verbs are diligere and amare, which the latter of which we have here. So diligere is sort of related to the English word diligent by a very circuitous route, and it is a love which is platonic and definitely has no sexual implications. Whereas amare, it can also refer to purely platonic love, but it has the potential to refer to sexual desire, sexual love, or something closer to what we would consider romantic love as well. So the use of this word here, one could argue that it may be used for the alliteration of the poem, because we have atque animo grato nomen amantes ama. So that could be a motive for it, perhaps. It's a reasonable argument to make when reading this poem. But I think part of the thrill of medieval monastic literature, because although this is a poem written by a secular ruler, it's obviously touching on the monastic world which Theodula is going to be entering into. The joy of it is that this is a world in which we can't very easily disentangle romantic and what we would call romantic and what we would call a purely platonic or mentor relationship love. So I know the connection here is rather fragile, and the surface reading of this poem could be the simple thing that King Sisebut here is a proud father giving his son Theodula away into monastic life under head of the monastery Sundrimer, and he's celebrating this fact, and this could well be true. But the fact that this poem and the relationship between Theodula and Sundrimer, because of the words amantes and amanta, this word amantes is like lover, and ama, love him, and the context of how close monastic relationships often could be, they would express very extreme forms of sometimes even physical love for each other. I'm not saying that Theodula and Sundrimer's relationship was gay. What I'm saying is we can read gay shit into it, and we can have a good fun time as modern queer literature scholars, getting our grubby little fingers all over this maybe understudied poem from the corpus of Visigothic literature by a very literate king who wrote a very eloquent poem on astronomy, as it happens, King Sisebut, and wrote the life of Saint Desiderius, a very interesting Visigothic monarch. He arguably gives us some of the earliest literature written by a Goth himself. So that's all I have for this video for the time being. We have here, in essence, one can argue, or I'm arguing, that we can read this poem as being a celebration by King Sisebut of a kind of same-sex marriage between his son Theodula and this Gothic clergyman Sundrimer, and he is celebrating this. And I think it's a really beautiful poem. it's interesting to think about the deeper meanings it might have, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it with me. At some point, either shortly before or shortly after this video comes out, there will be a video on queer Ostrogoths, so that'll be very exciting. I hope you guys enjoy that. So for now, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'll have a link to my Discord server in the description to this video, and you can join to argue with me, to tell me that I'm completely wrong to read gay stuff into this poem, if you so wish. And to everyone in the LGBT community and without, I hope you have a very happy Pride Month, and I hope you guys all have a good day. Bye.